All right, so now this is not the third step, this is the second step. I decided to cut up some fresh broccoli and some fresh yellow onions, but I want to saute them because if you if you throw the broccoli and the onions in the pressure cooker with everything else, it's going to make them really soggy. And I like them kind of flavorful and crisp, okay? So we have our saucepan here, like medium high. And our pan in the back is for our rice, and that's the third step, okay? So we're going to get going, and we're going to, I got to do this with one hand, guys, sorry. Um, and again, this is part 2 of cooking with Crystal, okay? So we have our freshly cut up broccoli. Beautiful, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, as you can see, the pressure from the pressure cooker is starting to steam, and when you release it, it makes that noise, okay? You don't want to hear that noise, you shut the valve off. Okay, so now the saucepan is getting hot. All right, it's not hot enough. I like it a little hotter, right? But for the sake of time, you want to add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And you don't really want your pan to burn. So I have a little trick that I use. I put a little butter. You can use grass-fed butter. I never use margarine. And you just want to put a little bit of that in there. It'll give it a little bit buttery taste, okay? So we have our butter in there, right? And then what I do is I put my yellow onions in first, right? Shake it up a little bit. That's what I do. Sometimes I cook with a knife. You don't really have to have a spatula or whatever's handy. All right, then you add your broccoli. Okay, get that going. Looks delicious. And then the pressure cooker's going, the frying pan is going, the pressure cooker's going, the frying pan is going. Cooking with Crystal. All right, so we finished with that. So we put that aside. Now, I mean, the final step is really easy. You can even make this as a gumbo. Let me turn it around. You can make this as a gumbo where you put everything in the pot. But I would tell you, again, all of your soft vegetables like broccoli or spinach or your onion, your yellow onions, put those in last. You always want to start off with your basic olive oil, your garlic, and your dried herbs. If you want to put some rosemary in there, that's fine. And then you sear your meat 2 minutes on both sides, and that's the turkey wings. They've already been marinating in my famous raspberry hazelnut Italian dressing. Yay! And fresh ginger grated. So you want to, you can cover it up, put it in the fridge for an hour or 2, and then bring it back out. But these were small wings, so I didn't really have to do all of that. And then once you sear it on both sides, that's when you add your red wine. And let it cook down a little bit. You cover it, cook it for 20 minutes. Then you come back and you add your cream of celery soup. Now, if you want to get creative, you can make your own homemade cream of celery soup with fresh celery, onions, and the different spices. And your cream base can either be, it could be soy milk, it could be coconut, almond milk, it could be canned milk. Any type of milk that floats your boat, okay? And you put all of that in there, then you cover it back up until the pressure is going like that. You want to relieve the pressure because when this yellow thing pops up, that means it's done, okay? So you want to close that back up and we're going to turn it down, okay, and let it cook for a bit more. So now you have your broccoli. You don't want to put the cover on it because it'll make it really soft. And if you cook it on high, you know, the, mmm.